It's currently raining, so we're going to take this opportunity to talk about these two dirt bikes here. So this is the Mototech 36 volt electric dirt bike, and this is the 48 volt. Might be hard to tell, but the 48 volt is slightly taller, just by a few inches. I think the seat height's about 3 inches taller, but the tires are bigger on the 48 volt. So the handlebars are higher, the rear tire's bigger, the motor's bigger, the battery's bigger, and it's higher voltage. So when I bought these two, I knew that the 48 volt was obviously going to be faster, but some things that I didn't realize that it comes with as upgrades are the brakes. So these brakes are hydraulic, and they are very nice. They stop a lot better than the ones on the 36 volt, which are just basically a standard cable brake here, just like a bicycle has. They do work just fine, and the kids can actually squeeze this hard enough to skid the rear tire, which they do pretty often. But it's just nicer to know. These hydraulic ones are just a little bit nicer to have. They feel a little better too. But one thing that I've noticed riding both of these is that the 36 volt has a more linear throttle control, so it's a lot easier to control, like cruise at your speed, whereas this one has the same throttle, but for whatever reason it's just more snappy. This one doesn't want to stay at a constant speed. It really just kind of wants to go like full speed or decelerating. It's really hard to hold a constant speed on the 48 volt. Suspension on both feels just about right for like the size kid that would be riding it. My kids do jumps with them, and they really like them. They think they're awesome. So we're super stoked that we got these two things. I think they were totally worth the money. The kids love them. They're having a total blast riding these things. That's pretty much the biggest differences between the two. Is basically with the 48 volt, it goes a little bit faster and it's a little bit taller. But I think this 36 volt is easier to ride. So if you're not going for maximum speed, or if you're already going to be on your tippy toes on this size dirt bike, I would take the 36 volt just because it's a little bit easier to ride and control compared to the 48 volt. But if you're going to move up, I think moving to the 48 volt is a good upgrade, just for the extra speed that it gives you, and a little bit more range on the 48 volt as well, because the battery is slightly bigger on that one. I'd also recommend adjusting the rear shock, just loosening the spring up all the way so it's a little bit softer for the kids, and that will help it sit down a little bit in the back for them, and it makes it more stable when they're going fast on it. So just some things that I did that I found that they felt more confident taking turns when I loosened that rear shock up. I can't keep up with him. So when you get these things, they show up in a big box like this, and you do have to assemble them. You have got to put the handlebars on, the forks on, and the wheels on, and then charge the battery. You have to connect the rear shock as well. It's pretty simple to do with basic tools. Actually, they send you all the tools you need, but they're the cheap tools, you know, like the kind you throw away when you're done. But yeah, let's see what else. We've had the chain come off on this one a few times, so I adjusted chain tightness by turning this screw here, and that tensioned it a little bit, so we'll see if it works out a little bit better. I lubed the chain. I took this guard off because it makes it easier to reset the chain if it does pop off, and it makes it easier to lube the chain, keep it from rusting. That's pretty much it. My kids charge these things and ride the heck out of them every single day. I chose this over gas because these are about half the price compared to a gas-powered bike of the same size. They are slower, but the kids still love them. Like, they're plenty fast enough. The kids are having fun. So at half the price. And the other thing is, I don't have to pour gas in for the kids. The kids plug these things in by themselves, and they ride the heck out of them every day, and I don't have to do anything unless like a chain pops off. I help them put the chain back on or whatever. But otherwise, basically, these things are their responsibility, that they get to charge up, and if they don't charge it, that's on them. Yeah, so it teaches them a little bit of responsibility, and they're also learning to ride at the same time. And yeah, they've been having a blast. If you got any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below, and we'll answer any questions that you have. Thanks for watching.